Have you ever been at a dinner where everyone shares the same plate? Or imagine a meal where hundreds of ingredients and utensils are used just for a simple dish. And imagine the night ending with a good-natured battle over who gets to pay the bill. Sounds wild, right? Welcome to a typical dinner in China. Today we're uncovering 3 bizarre Chinese dinner rituals that tend to shock Americans. A feast of cultural surprises, and you'll also learn what deeper values these traditions reveal. By the end of this video, you might find yourself wondering why your dinners seem so calm and mundane. Let's delve into it. Think of the most awkward potluck you've been to in the US. Maybe someone double-dipped a chip and everyone cringed. Now magnify that. In a Chinese dinner, double-dipping isn't even a thing, because everyone is eating straight from the same plates together. No individual entree just for you. Instead, a spread of dishes sits in the center of the table, and it's open season for all. If you're an American used to guarding your plate like it's Fort Knox, this can be mind-blowing. Picture it. A lazy Susan crowded with stir-fried veggies, a whole steamed fish, dumplings, maybe a big soup, and everyone is spinning it around, chopsticks flying, snagging bites from each dish. An unsuspecting American might think, is it sanitary that everyone's sticking their chopsticks in there? Spoiler, yes. In China, eating is a shared experience by default. Mom might even plop a choice piece of meat into your bowl as a sign of love. Just smile and say, "Thank you," while your inner germaphobe quivers. This communal style goes way back. For generations, Chinese families have dined from common dishes. It reinforces that sense of togetherness. Some say that communal eating reflects core Chinese values. It strengthens social bonds, lets people put others first, and makes meals a time of gratitude for family and friends. Compare that to America, where individual plates can make dinner feel like everyone's in their own bubble. In the US, people even eat in front of the TV in separate rooms. Not so in China. Why do Americans find this shocking? In the US, personal space extends to your dinner plate. It's your food, hands off. We're used to ordering separate meals or at most splitting an appetizer. So an American in China might be either delighted, "I get to try everything," or a bit uneasy. We're all sharing saliva now? Modern Chinese dining sometimes provides communal chopsticks or serving spoons for each dish to help with hygiene, but traditionally, it was one big free-for-all. What does this ritual say about deeper values? It's collectivism in action. Everyone eating from the same plates says we're all family here. Your Chinese host might urge you, "Eat more," piling food onto your plate. That generosity can feel overwhelming, but it's how they show care. In America, we might offer seconds once, but we usually won't insist. In China, insisting you take more is standard hospitality. So next time you're at a Chinese restaurant and someone spins the lazy Susan your way, dive in. Question for you: would you be comfortable eating like this, or does sharing dishes make you cringe? Let me know in the comments if you've tried communal Chinese dining and how it went. On to shocker number 2, the extreme variety of foods on the Chinese table. American cuisine has its staples: beef, chicken, potatoes, maybe the occasional adventurous sushi roll. When you sit down to dinner and find chicken feet in your soup or duck tongues on the platter, you realize it's true. For an American, this can be fascinating and intimidating. One minute you're enjoying kung pao chicken, and the next your friend says, "Try this," and plops a century egg or a piece of spicy pig ear on your plate. Yes, these are real delicacies. Chinese cuisine uses ingredients most Americans never encounter. From lotus root and bitter melon to pig intestine and jellyfish salad, it's a food adventure every night. Not to mention the number of dishes at one meal. A Chinese family banquet might have a dozen different plates, while an American dinner is often one main dish with a couple sides. Why the huge variety? A lot comes from China's vast regional diversity and history. Different areas developed their own specialties. Sichuan loves tongue-numbing spices. Cantonese cuisine prizes fresh seafood and isn't shy about using every part of the animal. Historically, periods of scarcity taught people not to waste any edible resource. Almost every part of an animal is used in Chinese cooking, from pork liver to chicken feet. What some Americans might consider bizarre, like eating organs or insects, often stems from a mix of necessity and a cultural mindset that values not wasting food. Over centuries, that frugality evolved into a tradition of making delicious dishes out of things others might throw away. Contrast that with American habits. Many Americans stick to familiar textures and flavors. The idea of chewing on tendons or crunching on a duck head would send a lot of folks running. But in China, it's normal. In fact, being adventurous with food is seen as a good thing. It shows open-mindedness and respect for tradition. Some unusual foods have medicinal or symbolic importance too. Underneath the you factor is a cultural value of resourcefulness and bravery in trying new things. What's the wildest food you've ever tried? Fried scorpion? Stinky tofu? Or are you strictly a burgers and fries person? Lastly, let's look at how a Chinese dinner can turn into a spectacle of sound and generosity. At a bustling Chinese restaurant, you'll hear chopsticks clinking, people chatting at full volume, maybe someone happily slurping their noodles. It might seem chaotic, but it's the sound of people enjoying themselves. In fact, making a bit of noise is often a sign of appreciation. Slurping your noodles or soup isn't bad manners here. It can be taken as a compliment to the chef, a way of saying this meal is delicious. And if Uncle Jang lets out a satisfied burp at the end, it's understood as thanks for a great meal, not something that earns glares like it would in the US. Compare this to the States, where we're taught that good manners mean eating quietly and not drawing attention. The Chinese approach is more relaxed and familial. A loud, lively dining table means everyone's comfortable. Then comes the grand finale, the fight to pay the bill. In many Chinese meals, when it's time to settle up, an amusing tug-of-war happens. Friends or relatives literally argue over who gets to foot the bill. You might see people grabbing the check from each other, insisting "my treat" with determination. In American culture, this is perplexing. Usually, if you invite someone you plan to pay, or everyone just splits the bill. But in China, offering to pay is expected etiquette. It's seen as polite and respectful to treat your guests. Often, it's tied to pride and face. Covering the bill shows you're generous or successful, and it spares the other person from spending money. It's not just about pride, it's about care. Parents will fight to pay for their kids to show love. Friends battle because each truly wants to honor the other. It can get intense. In a friendly way, people have been known to slip off to pay in secret, or even use playful wrestling moves to seize the check. To an American, this looks like a skit, but it's very real and normal in China. If you're a guest, just know this fight is friendly. Eventually, someone will win, and you can graciously thank them and get the next meal. Today, we've discussed 3 bizarre Chinese dinner rituals that might shock Americans, but each one is rooted in deep cultural meaning, ultimately leading to different ways of showing care for one another. If you're interested in the Chinese foods I mentioned, let me know in the comments, and I'll create a special episode on China's countless unique dishes. And if you want to learn more about the cultural differences between China and the US, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.